Christian, why don't you go ahead and lead us off about a potential trade we might see on draft night?
Yeah, I kind of want to just shake up the draft a little bit. Everyone's talking about the projections of the top 3 picks. Basically, it's locked in place. And just to get a little wild, I feel like an option that could happen is the Houston Rockets trading their 3rd pick to move up to the 2nd pick. And in this trade, they'll also be sending the 17th pick to OKC, and in return, they'll get the 34th pick. So let me just recap that. The Rockets will receive the 2nd and the 34th, and the Thunder receive the 3rd and the 17th pick. And the reason why I can see the Rockets wanting to move up is because the potential ability of Chet Holmgren being there at number 2. And I think that would be an awesome player for them to prioritize to get in this year's draft because of his added ability to defend. With Paolo, great offensive skill set. Sorry, my voice is gone.
You're tearing up.
Oh, man. But with Sengun there as a foundation for your big man, Holmgren can kind of fill the needs that he's lacking. And so to play make for Jalen Green, stuff like that could be a different sort of shakeup. And then I also think the Thunder could potentially look at Ivy at 3.
I can't look at Christian. He's losing his voice and he's starting to tear up. So now I'm starting to tear up. I'm starting to cry at how good of an idea of a trade this is.
That trade is really interesting. I think from the Rockets' perspective, that I love the fit of Chet next to Alperen Sengun. Alperen has shown really incredible flashes in his rookie year of what he can do offensively. Just great footwork. You see the post moves down there. He's so smooth. Defensively is where he's such a liability. Just a smaller big. And if you throw a guy like Chet Holmgren next to freaking Alperen Sengun, that is such a fun front court. And you have Jalen Green kind of being the guy as the guard there in Houston. I think that trade for them makes so much sense because Chet's like the ideal fit next to Alperen Sengun. With that said, this trade's all hinging on whether or not the Thunder would be interested in trading down to 3, whether that's picking Ivy like you mentioned right there, or I think they would go after Paolo Banchero. I think that's all hinging on whether or not they would be okay with that, and if their guy isn't Chet or isn't Jabari, because it's a very real possibility that Jabari is the one at 2, because Chet gets picked 1. It's all dependent on that. It's an interesting trade, though. I think Houston would definitely jump the gun on that because of fit. And you get a guy that's going to fit perfect with your team as well as just high talent.
Also depends, too, if Orlando ends up picking Chet with the number 1 overall pick, right? There's a lot of different question marks, but that's kind of the fun things of looking into potential trades. A lot has to go into these things for them to happen, but the idea of it is what makes it so exciting. That's what makes draft night really a great night for the NBA and sports as a whole.
Hey, thanks for watching. Before you leave, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're the only NBA show focused on covering your favorite small market teams. Find us on all social media platforms at Small Ball Podcast.